Podcast for life.
Doggy Charles. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. The microphone messiah. Yeah. It's the microphone messiah. And Mr. No Days Off. Microphone messiah. Mr. No Days Off. Phil, Brandon, what's good, y'all? Let's go. Bullet Cast host. Look, this is the time for us to be great on podcasts. Let you know this is the time and how the vibe lasts. This is the feeling of time and when we on it. You know we got no time for no opponent, just the feeling. This is the time of the greats on everything that we say. You know we about getting paid. Every opinion of wrestling. You know we got the truth in it. Every time you know that we on, this is the movement. You know the Bullet Pass podcast been on. You know the time we on, the feeling. This is the
Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is I, the microphone messiah, Phillip Antoine, joined by Marlee and Brandon Tanguma. Another episode of the Bullet Cast, another weekly dose of the BC. What's going on, guys?
What's up? Glad to finally be back.
Yes, you've been joining us via satellite these past couple weeks.
Been on that grind, been chasing that money.
Been chasing the coin. Hello. Brandon, you're still here.
Yep, I'm still here. For better or for worse.
Through thick or through thin.
Still here,
Hello.
I'm like Jeff Jarrett. I'm still just hanging around, and for whatever reason, I'm still here. And maybe I'll retire one day, but let's be honest, probably not.
That boy Jeff Jarrett can put in that work. Can you put in that work like JEFFJARRETT?
Well, I try. I might, just like Jeff Jarrett, I might not be the best, but I'll be around, and there'll be some high moments, and there'll probably be some low moments.
You're the king
there
of the mountain.
Moments.
Are you the king of the podcast mountain?
Sure. Give me another nickname. I'm like 20% to Phillip's nicknames.
I see. Let's get into it. Outside the ring, apparently Ben Affleck is going to play Hulk Hogan in a Gawker biopic. So my guy Ben Affleck has played Daredevil, Batman, and now Hogan. This is a resume. This is a resume.
This is brand new information.
Yes.
Gawker movie?
Yes, apparently that's happening. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how much.
We're still waiting on like the Vince movie, which probably is not going to be get made now. We also had like the Hulk Hogan early years biopic.
Yeah,
who knows if that's going to happen?
There's supposed to be a Chris Benoit one that never happened. Bruh from a Scream was supposed to play him. What's his name? Marlee, you're a fan of Scream.
I'm literally wearing the hoodie, but
there you go. Yes. Oh my God, what's his name?
Which Scream though? The first one?
He was in 1 through 3. The guy that they thought killed Sydney's mother.
Oh, that guy. I don't know how to say his name, but his face is coming to mind. Yeah, he would make a great Chris Benoit. He's on that show Ray Donovan on Showtime. That's like
yes. I forgot what his character's name was in the Scream. Was
it Cotton Weary? That guy?
Yes, Cotton.
Okay,
Cotton
okay, yeah.
Bro, you Scream
I can see it.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be a Rowdy Piper movie too, because I've been listening to the This Is Important podcast, which is all the workaholics guys just shooting the crap.
Okay.
And one of them was supposed to direct the Roddy Piper movie. He sat down with The Rock, and they were just the episodes I've been listening to were like 4 years ago, so I don't know how many updates we have on that. But one of them was supposed to direct. It was just based on casting at that time.
Okay, I see. I like it. But we'll see what happens with this Ben Affleck Hogan thing. Steve Mongo McMichael gets inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Mongo, I'm sorry. He's still with us. People have seen the footage and the video. It doesn't look good, but he's still here.
Yeah, long time coming. He was a pivotal part of the 85 Bears, one of the greatest defense, if not the greatest defense of all time. And it should have happened earlier if he was going to be there, because when he first got inducted or when he first got nominated, whatever it was like, oh, his goal was to be there. But if you see him, he's in rough shape, and he should have been there at least 10, 15 years ago, let alone a couple years ago when he could have made it to Canton. So, I mean, long time coming, but unfortunately, he couldn't enjoy it or be a part of it as much as he could have been or should have been.
So I don't like what exactly does he have?
I believe it's ALS, but I'm not
Okay.
100% sure.
Yeah. With this is where you hit the stats, you know. I know Cheap Heat has stat guy Greg. We have Brandon Tanguma. So what's
Wikipedia mastermind over here.
right?
Hmm.
What is it? What is it? What is it?
Well, yeah, well, I'm used to doing it on the here we go, personal life. That's probably what I want.
Yes, that is what you
He has ALS. So Lou Gehrig's disease, it's debilitating where it just kind of takes takes away all your motor functions.
part of the you said it was the 85 Bears.
Yeah.
I like the 85 Mets. Shout out Daryl Strawberry. All right, moving on. Um yeah, there's your one sports reference from me for like another, I don't know, like 5 or 6 months. And when's football start? A couple weeks, right?
Technically football's already started. Had the Hall of Fame game last week, which,
Okay.
shout out Monco. Bears were playing in that one. And I think college football starts in a couple weeks. Real games, and then
Who played in the Hall of Fame game?
that'd be the Texans and the Bears. Phillip, bonus points. You can name me one player from either one of those teams.
Oh man. Oh boy. I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even going to try. Jacob Henry, the son of the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, signs with World Wrestling Entertainment. He took the Triple H photo. Guys, let's see. An astounding amateur wrestler. Let's see. Let's see what Jacob Henry brings to the table.
A nice pastel blazer, hopefully.
Yes. Yeah, I think he has to. You have to run it. You have to do that at some point in time.
You have to.
See it in 30 years when he's almost going to retire, but then he doesn't because he's still got one more in him.
He's chasing the IC title. It doesn't happen. He thinks about leaving whatever brand he's on to go to a different one. Walks out with the blazer. Doesn't do the turn. We get the copyright in the corner, and then he does the turn. Yeah.
Now, what color does he pick? Because we've had pink, at the salmon.
Oh no,
you have
the blue. You have to do the pink.
No, you can't do the salmon. That's too obvious.
You have to do the salmon.
It's paying homage.
Maybe do an orange. Do like a creamsicle. It's almost pink, but not quite pink.
It's. I feel like you have to do. You almost have to. TNT Overdrive is going to be a new show that's going to be happening. I'll read you the deets on that. So, TNT Overdrive. Warner Brothers Discovery and TNT announced its new show Overdrive, which stars AEW wrestlers watching adrenaline-filled clips and telling their own thrilling stories on Saturday nights following AEW Collision. More content for All Elite Wrestling.
So, ridiculousness with wrestlers?
I guess.
Which is intriguing because we still don't have a new contract with AEW and Time Warner yet. They're adding more content to the shows or to the network. So I don't know what's up with that because I'm not saying it sounds bad that they're not going to get a deal signed, but just the lack of positive news is kind of just quizzical because Time Warner, TNT, TBS they are a complete dumpster fire when it comes to like spending money and knowing what they want to do.
It is what it is. We'll see what happens with them at all. Yeah.
The commercial is like bad because obviously they haven't shot any footage yet of it, so it's just
I haven't seen a commercial.
It's just like the wrestlers talking like in the backstage area, just like in vague terms, and then just like random clips, and it's just like overlaid. So it's like you don't even get a sense of what it is. So you don't even even if it was a ridiculous type show, you don't even have them like sitting on the couch reacting to stuff. It's just wrestlers talk and then I don't know, someone falling from a tree or something or whatever clip they put on that show.
Wow. Not wrestlers falling from a tree.
I mean, wrestlers would never fall from trees. But cats.
I see. Well, should be fun, right? Right. I don't know. Britt Baker and MJF incident. Brandon, talk to us.
Yeah, this came out last week, even though it happened a couple weeks ago during the MJF Will Ospreay 60-minute match. Allegedly, now, once again, allegedly, take everything with a grain of salt, but this seems pretty concrete that Britt Baker was complaining about MJF getting a lot of time and whatever the case may be. Alicia Atout, I don't know how to say her name. I've heard it multiple times this week. I thought it was a tout, but apparently it might be a toot. I don't know. She overheard this, and she is in a relationship with MJF. She goes and tells MJF that. MJF apparently did not take too kindly to those words. Went into the women's locker room. I believe he asked for permission, and then they, go back and forth a little bit. Apparently, MJF was very, very angry. Yeah, so there was an incident. Nothing physical between them, but Britt Baker got suspended for a week or two, got fined $10,000. It's another one of those incidents in AEW where neither one of them kind of come across good because, it's a complex issue with, locker room talk of maybe, what happens in the locker room should stay in the locker room. But then also with it being a male and a female in the women's locker room, which, men should usually never go in the women's locker room. And MJF, not the most liked person backstage, as well as Britt Baker, who has shown a history thus far with the.
I have confirmation. It's Alicia Atout.
It's Alicia Atout.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Phillip. So this is what we need here on this podcast: confirmations and breaking news.
We need those kind of confirmations. Yeah. Okay. Marlee, what are your thoughts on this?
I don't have many because I saw it come up on my Twitter feed and I really just scrolled past it, if I'm being honest.
One of the funniest things I saw on Twitter last week, people were talking about this. MJF tweeted, "The world is talking about me defending the American title in CMLL or where he went to Japan, right?
CMLL. He went to Mexico.
He went to Mexico. Okay, right.
Cool. We talked about this last week, Phillip.
Yes, we did. I'm sorry. And then Ricky Starks commented, "Nah, bro, they talking about you, but they're not talking about that."
I was like, they talk about you and Britt.
Ha, 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 ha. Big pop out of me for that one. Shout out to my guy Ricky Starks. I need to see him on television somewhere soon.
Somewhere.
All right.
We did get Britt Baker on AEW this week. Was not in person. It was via satellite. So in storyline, she's reinstated, but she wasn't on the show because Mercedes said multiple times she wasn't going to be there. She's like, okay, she's going to be there, but she still wasn't actually there. So
Mercedes Monet, yeah. Did we talk about her divorce last week?
I don't think so.
Yeah, no. Apparently she's getting divorced from I forgot how to say her former husband's name.
I thought she was already divorced prior to this.
No, well, I just an interview came out like a week or two ago, and she was explaining kind of the timeline, and I'm like, oh, this was going on 4 years ago. This is crazy. Okay.
That tells you how much I really pay attention to personal lives. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, well, hopefully, they can all at least be friends in this separation of their lives, that they're no longer joint living together. Their joint lives are no longer happening, if that makes sense.
Does he work for WWE, or he's just a wrestling seamstress?
No, I saw him on I think he was on Total Divas. Yeah, he was working backstage. He was one of the top seamstresses over there. I don't know if he's still.
I know she did an interview either a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago, and she buried him because there's this one Money in the Bank outfit that she just absolutely hates, and she was very harsh on him, and people were like, man, she's going after her husband, and then coming to find out they're not together anymore. Hate to see it.
Right, T's and P's of the relationship. Moving on from that, Lucha Bros heading to WWE. Brandon, tell us.
Well, just like your boy Ricky Starks, the Lucha Bros have been kind of MIA, easy for me to say. But allegedly, we're going to get the Triángulo de la Muerte match against the Patriarch here at Wembley. That's been scrapped. Now we're going to either House of Black or the Bang Bang Gang. But all indications seem to go that the Lucha Bros are heading to WWE. Some trademark news kind of came out about both Penta and Phoenix. So, I mean, I've always been a proponent of both of them, especially Penta, that they should have been used more in AEW. I know there's the memes of they're just going to go straight into the LWO, but I don't think so. I think they're going to be utilized well, whether they, are on NXT for a little bit or they go straight to the main roster. I am intrigued to see where they go, and they're going to sell no cursing, shit ton of masks and a bunch of merch for them.
We're going to see a whole bunch of George Kittle and Pentagon hitting that Zero Miedo. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the other thing. Like AEW never like made that connection. I understand George Kittle kind of has a better relationship with WWE, but like they never even like had George Kittle on any AEW shows with Penta. It just made zero sense to me.
Was Pentagon with the Jaguars? Is that why?
He went to Mexico when the Niners played. I think it was last year. They played a game in Mexico, and Penta was there. And I don't think AEW. I mean, they probably like reposted something, but they didn't like show it on Dynamite. Like, what are we doing, people?
Yeah. Can we get Hologram versus Ray Phoenix before they're gone?
Ooh.
Look, yeah, I've said this. Like when Ray Phoenix was on TV every week and we were doing this, I said it every week. He's just raw. He's just good. Like I love Ray Phoenix. I mean, I need that one time real quick. Give him 10 to 12 and let him tear the house down. Just let him go, man. Let him get that before they gone. And I'll ask you this because I said it. I've been saying it for a while. Not Ray Phoenix. Pentagon. He lost his aura from being in AEW. I mean, go watch back the stuff in Impact and Brandon. Even when we were going to those indie shows out here, when he'd come to APW, there was like an aura to him. I felt, like they're just he felt special. My guy was damn near Crip walking to the ring. It just loved it. Will he get that aura back if he goes to WWE?
I think he will, just because I think it was more overexposure in AEW because he's like one of the few people who like seemed like they never really had any time off or any like they never really were able to sink their teeth in anything besides some matches with the Young Bucks.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, their matches with the Young Bucks were great. I mean, obviously the first Double or Nothing is awesome for the AAA tag titles, and then everything else they did.
A cage match in Chicago, which I was at, was fantastic.
Yeah. It's just
I think I saw that one in theaters. I went to see that All In at AMC Bay Street.
I think the last thing I saw was Pentagon getting that Canadian Destroyer on one of the Martin brothers and broke his ankle. That was the last thing I remember Pentagon doing.
I think he's just like in those special like eliminator matches or like, the matches where you're like, oh, maybe Penta will win, but he probably won't. And then
my guy could have got a run with that world title. He could have. Like, what are we doing?
I mean, maybe the world title, but definitely I feel like he should have got some sort of sustained legitimate push, some legitimate push as a singles guy. He never really got. I mean, Phoenix, as much as it was kind of a fluke with the Moxley thing. At least he got like a run with the international title. Penta was just kind of like I said. He would have a match to have a match when Phoenix was hurt. He never like had anything. He was just there to wrestle. He never had any character work or any storylines.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with that. No fan mail. SmackDown, Tamatanga and Jacob Fatu win the WWE Tag Team Championships. Congratulations to Big Goose. That's my dog, man. 3 matches in, already got some gold over there in the big one, in the big league. The finish of that was crazy. Poison Rana, no sell, super kick, pop-up Samoan, moonsault, then hit the Impaler DDT. Yeah. Great. It's great.
It was a very entertaining match. I think I said either them or Street Profits winning the titles. I wouldn't have been upset with either one, but they put on a good match. It just shows how high up or how high the higher ups are on Jacob right now.
Yeah, and then given the whole walk-in boot thing and whatever. So we'll have to see what happens with that with the tag titles. Maybe they'll do like a Freebird rule within this new incarnation of the Bloodline. All right, inside the ring, SmackDown will be moved to USA here next month, September 13th, and then on the 1st of October, NXT on the CW. Then not only that, NXT will be on the road for the first 2 episodes that they will be on the CW. They're going to go to St. Louis and Chicago. Randy Orton will be in St. Louis, and CM Punk will be in Chicago.
Crazy how that lined up.
Right. I think the St. Louis, Missouri one is when they will be going head to head with Dynamite. So that'll be interesting.
Yes, because for I don't know NBA or some reason
Something's happening.
something's going on where
Some sport with a ball.
yeah they maybe it's probably MLB playoffs. That probably is what it is. Being October, but yeah, they're moving it to Tuesday, which is in Spokane. Shout out Spokane. But we're gonna get that head to head. I wonder what's gonna happen there. For whatever reason, I just kind of assumed because we kind of just speak in generalities that everything was gonna happen at like the beginning of next year. But now here we are. It's almost fall time, and we're getting the movements, the moving and shaking of WWE and them going to CW, NXT. I mean, it's an interesting play to see what they do. I do like them moving into like a bigger venue. You know, sometimes it's definitely a gimmick. They're not going to do that every single week. They'll go back to Florida. Maybe, maybe one show a month or maybe one show every other month would be kind of a nice idea.
Can we get them to run at the San Jose College Theater again? Those were fun shows. I don't know, Marlee, did you ever go to any of those?
No, I didn't even know they came out here. I thought they only stayed in like the Orlando area.
No, this is like when Samoa Joe's NXT champion, like 2017.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no, it was a small, intimate venue, but it was fun, man. It was a lot of fun going to those shows. Yeah, so hopefully they come back. Like just a couple of house show tours, I think would be nice. Wes Lee had a heel turn on Tuesday night. I was like, okay, let's see where this goes. He's fed up. He's tired. Couldn't capture the North American title. Didn't capture the tag team titles, and then he just turned his back on his boys. A lot of that's been going on these last couple of days in wrestling.
Lots of turns, lots of betrayals.
Yes. A lot of backstab.
Enough was enough, and it was time for a change.
Right. He's not a nugget. He has a black heart.
You said it, not me.
Hello. Hey-o. Where do you think this Wes Lee heel turn goes? Do you think it leads him back to the North American title? You know what? Because I've been a proponent of Joe Hendry winning a championship in NXT. What if Joe Hendry does the unthinkable and beats Obafemi on like a PLE, and then the Tuesday after the PLE, Wes Lee decimates him and takes that thing back?
I feel like they got to play out the heel turn for a minute before he goes after the title.
Oh no, yeah. He'll be busy with I like how he yelled at what was it, Zachary Wentz? You left me! Okay. I like this.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder what they can get out of Wes Lee as a heel. I mean, I didn't think they'd get much out of Roxanne Perez. I just thought Roxanne Perez was just such a pure babyface that you shouldn't turn her. But yeah, she's done she's done good work as a heel women's champion. So maybe Wes Lee, maybe a little bit harder in NXT as like an undersized male heel, just because there's so many big guys over there. But
give him a heater.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens.
Or give him a heater. Is Dabba-Kato still with the company? Put him with him. No. Oh no.
I'm not up on my NXT roster.
Commander Aziz, is he still with the company?
No way of finding out.
Right. Let's find out. Marlee, anything else happening on NXT that you've liked, or anything in wrestling in general that you're really liking before we get to Raw and AEW?
Well, I'm going to be biased here and talk a little bit about West Coast Pro. They announced some shows coming up here. We got the 6-year anniversary show in October, which Johnny Robbie will be making her in-ring return after attacking Sandra Moon at Untouchable, the last show.
Okay, so we're getting Johnny Robbie versus Sandra?
I believe so. I believe that's what's setting it up. But other than that, I've been watching a lot of 90s All Japan.
Okay, what you like about that?
The style and just the intensity of it all. I think Manami Toyota and Takako Inoue, I think that's how you pronounce her last name. Those are like my top two right now. They were cooking back in the 90s, 1993 specifically.
Well, it's before our time.
But man,
But
They
man,
were cooking.
they were putting in that work. They were locked in.
I got some moves I'm trying to like emulate from them. I'm
Very
sitting
well.
here watching, taking notes, tape study for real.
I love it. I love it. Brandon, do you have an update on Dabakato?
Breaking news: Dabba-Kato has been released from WWE
When did this?
in September 2023.
Okay, okay, well, coming up on a year. All right, all right, all right. Well, wish him the best of luck in all his future endeavors.
On
All right.
February 4th, 2024, I should not have said his real name because it's an African doozy. Made his debut for Primetime Wrestling and later revealed in his new ring name to be Baba Thunder.
So
There you go.
Randy Orton versus Gunther's been made for Bash in Berlin. Gunther comes out there, the ring general, talk about how he saved this great sport. Longest reigning IC champion. Wait till you see what I do with the world title. He's not caught off guard. Randy's music hits. Randy says, he's the only guy that can match him move for move. He's smooth. I'm smoother. The people deserve a modern day Flair versus Steamboat. So in Berlin, Orton, Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Marlee, what are your thoughts?
I think it's. I'm sorry, I'm like drawing a blank right now, but I'm excited for it. I just read the Wikipedia that and said that if it says if Orton wins the championship, he'll go to Raw with Gunther going to SmackDown. I feel like it's a nice little callback because in their King of the Ring match, Orton didn't really get pinned. It was like a referee mistake or something.
Yep, the shoulders were up. The shoulders were up. Brandon, what are your thoughts on the Viper taking on the Ring General for the World Heavyweight title?
It's definitely an interesting first matchup. I mean, whether the whole shoulders up thing was planned or not, I think it's logical for them to double back and revisit that. So that makes sense. I have my doubts that Gunther and Randy Orton will be 2024's Flair Steamboat, but it should be a fun match in Germany.
Which Flair Steamboat though? Are we talking Chi-Town Rumble or are we talking
Probably none of them.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I don't know whenever the last match they had was, but probably won't even be. Well, they probably didn't have like any. Anyways, I thought it was good. Randy just being like a kind of straightforward, legendary babyface, and Gunther, I just think he's so great in the way he carries himself. He's a monster, but yet when he has his suit on, he's like a distinguished gentleman, and like what he can be, but yet when he has his street clothes on, he just is a completely different person.
Oh my God, Jesus! Sorry about that. Yeah, there I do like the differences and the nuances with Gunter and whenever he's presented as, whether the street clothes, the suit, or just the gear. Yeah, Marlee, did you have something?
I was gonna say I was already thinking about how red Randy Orton's chest is gonna be from all those chops.
But it's okay as long as he can pop off that RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah, he's gonna have. It's gonna be like I don't know between Vinny and Gunther, who would be the worst to be chopped by?
I think it's a match we need to see. Gunther worked in APW like in 2018. I forgot who he was out there with. So.
That was Walter, not Gunther.
Anyway, CM Punk is not done with Drew McIntyre. Talks about how he lost, but he's not done with him. Seth Rollins comes out there dressed as Hangman Page. Listen, that is a new level of petty to dress like somebody who hates a guy as much as you do. That's a different level of pettiness, I must say.
To also be the special guest referee in a match against somebody who hates somebody as much as you do.
Yes. Seth said, he's gonna put him in the dirt, and Drew is on the mic. He's talking his trash. He still has the bracelet. Punk chases McIntyre out of the arena, and then Bronson Reed out of nowhere, big Vader body block, and then like 6 or 7 tsunamis off the top rope. This man obliterates Seth freaking Rollins. This is how you be. It's a simple thing, but it made him look. It made him look like an absolute monster. Here we go. I'm a fan. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah, I mean, it
Very
kind of
sad.
extends the feud because I mean, maybe they're going to go to Punk and Rollins at WrestleMania this next year, but
Nah,
uh,
I think they're gonna end it in bad blood.
I mean, I got the Bronson Reed attack spoiled on Twitter, and yet I still like didn't see it coming because like the way they shot it, he just like flew out of the side of the picture and just like attacked him, and they did the whole blood capsule gimmick, so Seth was coughing out blood, and it's
Nah,
almost
man, did you not
oh
see
sorry that was real, damn it.
that big man falling on him all them times? Yeah, I would have been coughing up blood too.
I was just about to ask, didn't Seth cough up blood? Is that what I saw?
Yes, yeah, man, it was that thing. That was some stuff. I liked it. I can't wait to see where this goes. Bastion Berlin, Bronson Reed versus Seth Rollins. Let's do that.
I mean, I don't think it's hyperbolic to say this is a career defining moment for Bronson Reed, and like he doesn't need to be the tippity top guy, but he's kind of like been in the I've seen people on Instagram or not Instagram, but like on X and TikTok would be like, oh, Bronson Reed has no aura. And it's like people hate on Bronson Reed so much. If you saw him when he was in New Japan or like some of the indie stuff he's
Yeah,
done,
you leave Jonah alone.
the man is something. And he finally is getting that moment right now. And I love to see it.
I'm all for it. Can't wait to see what he does. Rhea and Damien, they almost get their hands on the Judgment Day. JD eats a South of Heaven choke slam. The Terror Twins stand tall. Yeah.
JD McDonough doing like his best Mr. Perfect Dolph Ziggler impression, just like or Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam against Hulk Hogan, just bouncing all over the place for Damian Priest, made him look like $1 million. And I thought this was a great follow up to Priest as a full fledged babyface now, and I thought it was a good story throughout of kind of Priest, Balor cutting his promo, even the backstage stuff they did with JD and Priest, kind of setting up their match, and then Rhea makes her return, and they didn't do anything with Rhea, Liv, and Dom, which you can nitpick like, oh, maybe they could have done something, but I think it's so hot that you just kind of let what happened at SummerSlam be, and then you can move on and do some more stuff next week.
Yeah. Damian Priest's WWE 24 is out. Go watch it. It's a nice watch. Yes, Marley, what are your thoughts on all that has happened with the Judgment Day, Rhea and Damien?
I'm excited to see how it plays out. As much as I was not really interested in the build to this, it's the outcome that's really getting my attention because you got so many stories to unpack here. You got Finn and Damien, you got Rhea and Liv, Rhea and Dom, Dom and Damien. Like, there's just so many avenues we can go down, and I think that the end segment there made Rhea and Damien look really strong compared to how they were at SummerSlam getting betrayed.
Yeah, I think we get a mixed tag match at Bash in Berlin. The Wyatt Six defeat American Made. I like that name, American Made. The Creed brothers and Chad Gable. I mean, they were going nonstop in this whole match. The crowd loved it. It was nice. You have Uncle Howdy and Sister Abigail sitting in the aisleway watching this. They walk out to Bray Wyatt's theme song. This was good. The presentation of this was awesome.
I mean, I thought, I'm not the biggest fan of the Bray Wyatt stuff, as I've said numerous times, but I think they have struck like the perfect balance and put them in like the best place possible. It's in the mid card. They're not going over the top with the kookiness. It was just a straightforward 6-man tag. I thought Gacy and Loomis both played their parts well. And, people have a connection to Loomis, so I think that kind of gives him a little bump. Gacy's a little more of a blank canvas to the main roster crowd. So we'll see on that front. So I thought it was just perfectly executed. And with the American Made, they definitely, I know Gable got a new theme song here, but they need to come out to the WCW Hulk Hogan theme song.
Why would they do that?
Because they're American Made. Or the American Males theme.
Yeah.
Either
American or. Males? Oh, why don't they just walk out to Marvelous Me, the old Scott Hall song while we're at it? Jesus. Marley, what are your thoughts on American Made and the Wyatt Six?
I like American Made. The Creed brothers, when I was watching NXT regularly, they were like a standout for me, and then even what they did recently in Bloodsport. So I think the pairing with Chad Gable is pretty solid. I've been wanting them to get together as a group for a minute. Wyatt Six, I feel like what they're doing with the Wyatt Six, they're not done yet because it's not going to end with just one match, as we all know. But I thought it was a solid match. It was a solid standout for. It was a solid debut for the Wyatt Six in ring. It was a solid standout for the Creed brothers and Chad Gable. I'm excited to see where it goes. I wonder if, with the timing of Bad Blood being in October, we'll get some Halloween shenanigans from the Wyatt Six.
I'm sure we probably will. We just have to wait and see. After a year and a half of being drafted, Odysseus Jones has debuted on Monday Night Raw and possibly joined the New Day. Helped Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston fight off the Final Testament. Looked absolutely like a monster in doing so. Marlee, what are your thoughts?
Not going to be Big E, which is obvious, but I think that it was a solid addition because they're outnumbered with, was it the Final Testament they call themselves? I Hopefully it brings some life into this storyline because I thought Karrion Kross was going to do big things on the main roster, but I don't know. It's just falling flat for me. So I'm hoping that Odyssey Jones can add some life to the New Day and bring some life to this storyline as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, the Final Testament stuff, I mean, it's been so flat. It's just kind of like a third hour Raw thing. It's like, oh yeah, they're still doing this. But if they do play out whatever they're doing with New Day and Odyssey Jones, if they do either become a group, but Xavier Woods did not look very happy, or at least was not clued in on Odyssey joining up with Kofi. So maybe that leads to a Xavier heel turn. Maybe they they go on a friendship trip together and they figure out what they're going to do. But I mean, Odyssey Jones, I mean, I don't know too much about him. Like, I've seen some stuff of him from NXT, but like you said, he's been gone for like almost 2 years now at this point. And I mean, the dude's he's a big, strong boy. I mean, he picked up both Akam and Rizar, and I saw something where he broke the deadlift PC record, and he wasn't even done. Like, he could have done more, but they just stopped him. So, he big, strong boy.
Yeah. AEW, MJF defeats Kyle Fletcher.
Yep. Opening. Apparently, MJF is the opening match king right now. He came out, wrestled Kyle Fletcher. It was a, decent to pretty good match. I think Kyle Fletcher is one of those, put him in the bucket of AEW guys who I think are very talented and could be used better or, used more. That just isn't. And MJF beats Kyle Fletcher and he bloodies him for whatever reason. Ospreay was in the watch room and he got trapped in there, so it took him some time while MJF was beating down Fletcher, and he busted him open. And what do you know? Will Ospreay was wearing a white shirt, and he got blood all over it. So
Wow.
MJF or Will Ospreay has to avenge his friend, either next week or obviously at All In. So
Jack Perry.
Anyways,
yeah, Jack Perry and Darby Allin have promos. How were these?
I mean, they were fine, but maybe the biggest thing to come out of the show was Jack Perry was cutting like a very serious, menacing backstage promo of him just like looking at the footage, like security footage of the Blood and Guts match.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the CM Punk thing. I was about to say again.
No, and then just
wow.
and then out of nowhere, a Taco Bell commercial cuts in during his promo. And then the Taco Bell commercial goes through, and we continue to still have the Jack Perry promo after the fact, and the internet's having a field day with it. It was very funny because like the Taco Bell promo was like the perfect audio level to where it kind of blended in with the promo if you weren't like paying too close of attention. So yeah, that was maybe the highlight of AEW to this week was Taco Bell.
Really?
Yep. So if you haven't, go look at this Jack Perry Taco Bell commercial.
Let's see.
Get your $7 super big box, whatever the hell it's called. I may have complained about all the commercials and all the stuff that was going on at SummerSlam. This was perfect product placement from Taco Bell here. Was it productive? Absolutely not, but I loved it. And then Darby, they come back from because they play the Taco Bell commercial, and then they finish the Jack Perry vignette, and then they go back and play the exact same Taco Bell commercial again. And then we come back from the break. Then Darby responds to the promo. It was just basic stuff. It was just, I'm gonna beat you and whatever the case may be. So it was very basic stuff. But I just wanted to talk about Taco Bell.
I want a $7 box now. This they did its
Exactly.
job.
Hold on, I'm looking for it right now.
I sent it to you on
AEW might
Twitter.
not be getting,
Okay.
AEW might not be getting like the WWE money, but when they run a commercial, they make an impact.
One of my favorite things on the internet right now is the POV of the CM Punk or the Seth Rollins ref cam, and it's CM Punk with a mad face, and it's like Jack Perry's point of view. That's one of my favorite things on the internet also.
Oh,
Who's
wow.
in that Jack Perry match that got CM Punk so angry was Hook. And guess what? Hook came back, made his illustrious return after the Shibata Brian Keith match. Shocker, Shibata wins, and they beat down Shibata, and Hook makes a comeback. So it looks like we will be getting Hook taking on Chris Jericho at Wembley for the FTW title.
Where the hell has Hook been?
He took a fireball to the face.
Oh yeah, is Chris Jericho still a wizard?
He's always been a wizard.
I'm a wizard, baby.
He took a fireball to the face, and then Samoa Joe got rammed through a styrofoam wall, and that gives him just enough time to go shoot the show for the cock.
I guess. Mariah May and Viva Van, that happened, right? Mariah May went over.
Yep. Straightforward match. Went through a commercial. It was a Rampage Collision Classic where you know who's gonna win. Action was okay.
Hey, don't do my girl Viva Van like that. Hold on, no.
Well, I mean, Mariah, Mariah May was gonna win, so I was like, okay, they were gonna go.
No,
10
we
minutes,
don't.
10 minutes,
No.
run through the commercial,
No,
and Mariah
we
May
don't.
gets the win.
Did they know the 1-2-3 kid was gonna beat Razor Ramon? No. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I would say I think the odds of AEW upsets are a little better than the one time WWE did it back in the day. Except for who's the dude that beat Chris Jericho on basically Action Andretti? Where the hell he's been? Where the hell has he been?
Right. Where has he been?
It's like Hulk Hogan put over Billy Kidman, brother.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't heard that name in years.
Put over one of the Rougeaus at a house show. There you go. All right, moving on from that. What else happened? Swerve sits down with Jim Ross. Good old JR still with the company, huh?
Yeah, and I think this is probably the perfect spot for him to be in. Put him in some pre-tapes, put him, in those couple main events on the pay-per-views. Use him sporadically, and JR was, it was okay. You can tell maybe there were some edits and stuff, and it was a little clunky at times. But Swerve just kind of going over his match with Danielson, and they peaked a little bit last week, so no real reason to like go back and like do anything super intense this week. So they did this after Swerve comes out after the match with Danielson and Jarrett, and cuts another promo, just kind of going after Danielson, kind of making fun of that he hasn't won a title and things of that nature. Ricky Steamboat was on commentary for that Danielson Jarrett match, and I mean, God bless Ricky Steamboat. There was no reason he should have been on commentary because you could tell he really wasn't watching the product. He was just kind of speaking in superlatives and just kind of there and trailed off. And I mean, Ricky Steamboat probably wasn't a good guest commentator in 1987. Definitely not a good guest commentator in 2024.
Wow.
So that happened. I know. Sorry. Shout out Ricky Steamboat. Legend. Yep, and there's your AEW Dynamite recap, ladies and gentlemen. We are 3 weeks away from All In, I believe. No, less than that. 2.5 weeks away.
18 days.
Yep.
All In is happening, huh? Will we be watching? Will we do a recap?
Well, maybe we'll do another patented single under the radar one. If you guys want to join me, you're more than welcome to.
I haven't been under the radar in like 5 or 6 years, bro.
Well,
I was on like one time.
Well,
That's
I've
great.
never been on the Black Power ranking, so
Yes, you have, actually.
I have. Oh, dang. It's been so long, I can't remember.
Brandon did a Brown Power ranking once.
Got to bring that back.
Yeah, the other guy wanted to do a. Did he want to, or was that suggested that he?
I mean, that definitely was not my suggestion for the other guy to do a white power ranking. That
Oh,
was not my. I would never say such a thing.
okay. Somebody suggested a Caucasian power ranking. I was like, nah, but that's not how we do it over here.
That's every power ranking.
What?
Like that's every power ranking, a Caucasian one.
You know, that was going on at the ECW arena the other day.
What?
JD Vance apparently did a rally at the ECW arena. Only drew 200 people or 2,000 people or something.
He did a wait. What? At the 2,300.
Yep.
No, that's crazy. I thought they just hosted wrestling. I didn't know they were among political rallies. Speaking of politics, guys, I was reading this article, and it explains the election in pro wrestling terms. Pro wrestling explains why Trump is scared of Kamala. This is by Jonathan V. Last, and then it's an interesting article on the Bulwark. I guess that's the name of the website. It says, one, Trump is Vinnie Mac. We are seeing signs of panic from Donald Trump because he recognizes something in Kamala Harris that he has not seen in any other opponent. The beginnings of a cultural movement that vibrates at a level beyond politics. He sees that Kamala Harris is drawing heat. To explain the concept, we're going to have to dive deep into the professional wrestling. This one's going to be a journey, so strap in. To understand Trump, you must understand professional wrestling. One, Trump has long ties to the WWE and Vince McMahon, and Trump's forays in wrestling formed his understanding of how populism functions. Here is how wrestling works. The WWE was created by one man named Vince McMahon. It goes into like a lot, but basically explains like Trump is like generating. He knows how to generate heat. He knows how to like get heat and everything. And then Kamala Harris is the baby face in all this, and she's fighting for the good of the people and everything. It was an interesting read. I almost like paid for a subscription to read the rest of the article. So yeah, a few people are interested in that. Go buy and do that. But yeah, I was like, huh, this is interesting. Yeah. Well, I guess that's gonna do it. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we get out of here?
There's not much happening this weekend, if anything.
No, not much. Not much happened. At all. There's no. I don't think there's any shows this week.
No, nothing on my calendar.
No, not yeah. Yeah, there's no shows this week. I mean, there's the Vinny Massaro showcase, of course.
Yeah, on Sunday.
Yeah, there's that
Sunday,
going on
the 11th.
over at West Coast. Is that free to the public?
This is free to the public, and fans bring school supplies and backpacks. It is also a school supply drive for Vinny's birthday.
Yes, go over there. Sunday, 7 p.m., the West Coast Pro Training Academy. You can obviously Google the address. But yeah, I think all the other like shows are coming up like next weekend, right?
Yeah, the Queen of Indies is the 17th. There's an Ugly Dojo.
Queen of the Underground
24th.
is the 18th.
Okay.
Yeah, so the next couple weeks is when the wrestling world is going to get very busy. Yeah, I think that's going to do it. Thank you guys so much. As always, be safe and stay dangerous.
This has been the Bulletcast. Thank you for listening.